everyone. I will say the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me, members, everyone present in the room. Let's start right away. I will touch upon some key points like what, when, why, how, all about moments of truth. Now, let's get straight into the what. What is moments of truth? It is basically a club evaluation exercise. It discusses the standards that is ideally necessary to create positive impressions about the particular club's service, the way the club functions for the members. Do this and you will be able to capture initial impressions of the club by the members, understand probably the experience of the members in your club, and also you will receive guided evaluation and very targeted and very short and snappy and very clear recommendations. And all this by the members of your own club. And what better way to get recommendations from the members who are in and out in the club and they know exactly how the club functions, right? So Moments of Truth is a very important session to be done, a very important series, which we should be doing in our clubs. Now, when are we supposed to do it? It is recommended to do it twice in a year, beginning of every 6 months term. And this is even if you're an annual club. Even if your ExCom doesn't change, it is still advised to get your feedback every 6 months. Yes, Moments of Truth is directed to the feedback to the ExCom. Okay, so it's basically for the ExCom. The whole program is designed as a feedback to the current ExCom. So you have to and you should do it twice in a year because it's always good to have a feedback in 6 months. Ideal time would be to do it somewhere in August so that we can give at least the first month to the ExCom to just get in and understand their role, take over the handovers and all of those things. So August for the July to December term would be the ideal time to do it, and February for the Jan to June term, so that you give them at least 1 more month to understand the new ExCom. And if it is an annual one, I believe you can even do it in Jan to get your feedback in time. Now, why are we going to do this Moments of Truth and why is it important? I will quote Bill Gates here. He says that we all need people who will give us feedback because that's how we improve. So yes, we need to do this to improve, right? Do this to understand the health of your club. Feedback is the backbone. I think it is the backbone for not just organization, but any kind of even relationship, right? It's not only about giving it or taking the feedback, but it is also about how you apply it and you want to make it better and improve, right? So do it to learn because your learning should never stop. It will always help you understand how what you do as an ExCom member is often or at least sometimes viewed very differently by some members. So it is important. You may think it is correct, the decisions that you're making as an ExCom or as a team of 7, the decisions that you're making for the club is absolutely correct. But it is important for you to take your feedback from the members as well. Because like we all know that members are the most important people when it comes to Toastmasters. It's not the ranking officers or anything like that, right? Zero communication will create chaos. So candid feedback, listening to it, discussing it, and then applying it will actually help you to make and work towards making your club successful, because I believe that is our goal, right? The end purpose of each and every Toastmaster year is to become a better Toastmaster and also to make sure that their club is successful. So learn and grow not just in communication skill, but also in your leadership skill, because that too journey is what is promised in Toastmasters. And I believe that when you have the opportunity, you should take it. So feedback and why Moments of Truth is important, I just got to it. So it is something which is going to tell you how the health of your club is and how you can make it more successful. If there are any feedback that comes across to you which requires any kind of repair, something that is broken and something that can be fixed as a team by the ExCom, right? Now, how do we conduct it is, I think, the main part today. It's going to be, because I think everyone knows a little bit about moments of truth and everything. So obviously, the first thing is to decide how do you want to conduct it. So whether your club is online still, offline, or hybrid, you'll need to choose any of this the way your club is functioning currently. If it is online, then obviously do it online. If it's offline, then do it offline. And if you want to do it hybrid, then you do it hybrid. Most important, decide your moderator. Now, who is this moderator? The moderator is the one who will be conducting this session in your club. It should ideally be an experienced member from your club itself, or invite your area director or your division director, the current. Please avoid and do not have anyone from your current XCOM team at least doing this, because the feedback is for the XCOM team, right? If you are expecting members to be very candid in their feedback, then do not have your current XCOM member as part or as the moderator. So invite either an ex-XCOM member of your club or an experienced member from your club, or invite your current area director or your division director to get this session done. Then all of these resources, all resources that I'm going to show or talk about right now, is all available on the TI website. We have this habit of not venturing and clicking the resource tab on the TI website. We should, because everything is over there and everything is damn easy to get to you and to understand how it is supposed to be done. Okay, so you will have a chart which you can download if you go in the resources tab, or just go to the search and just type moment of truth. You'll get a chart, you'll get a handout, you'll get a PDF and a PPT as well. Now the chart is a one pager, it's a PDF. It is going to explain to you exactly what each parameter means. Now there are 6 parameters on the basis of which the members are going to rate the club, right? Whether on a scale of 1 to 5. If we can just show that chart, Anand. So while that is coming up,
I've shared the chat.
Okay.
Is that available?
Yes, I can see. Can others confirm if they can see it?
Yes, we can see moments of truth, club quality standards.
Okay,
yes.
so if you just, can you just scroll down? So there are these parameters: first impressions, program planning, membership strength, membership orientation, fellowship, variety, communication, achievement recognition, and yeah, so these are your 6 parameters, and it's explained what are the points that each members are going to discuss and rate the club on. You will be rated on a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being a low score, 5 being the highest. Okay, so that's how that rating will be done. And can we just fire up the handout? This is the explanation of the entire parameters. Handout is what will be given to the members when they come in, right? So when it's offline, what you do is, because there are 6 parameters, depending on the number of people who've attended or attending at that point in time, you will make them into equal 6 groups, because each group will be discussing 1 parameter each. So one group will be given to discuss on first impressions. So they will be marking the club on basis of 1 to 5. Like you see, 1 is we never meet this standard, going to 5, which is we always meet the standard. So the group of 5 people will be discussing now on first impressions. Yes, it's not always possible that you may have a good number of guests coming on that day when you have the moments of truth. So you, at that point in time, you do tell members to go back and think about the time when they first joined. What was their impression? They can actually try to recollect from their experience and fill this. So depending upon the strength of the number of members that are there in the meeting, divide them into equal groups. If it's offline, obviously they're sitting in the same classroom and you're just shifting them into 6 groups. If you don't have that many members, then divide them into still give at least 2 parameters to each group, right? So either you have 6 groups, or you have 3 and all 3 will discuss 2 parameters each. So if you can just scroll down, you'll see that in this box at the adjacent to each is where they will be putting down the points. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is going to happen with each and every group. This is the handout that needs to go. Now, for a very smooth moment of truths to happen, please email at least 2 weeks in advance the chart and the handout to all the members of your club. Okay, this is because most of the members sometimes do not understand what is expected out of them to do on that day, on that moments of truth session. So it's important that this goes to them, and with some kind of a literature explaining why we're doing this, why is it necessary, why is it essential, so that they kind of understand why are they going to even come for this. Also then explain to them what is expected out of them. This handout, just tell them that 1 to 5, read it out, read and come on that day so that it's easier for us to take it ahead. I think you can stop sharing. That is what, okay, so chart and handout. Yeah, Heshma, you have a question?
Can I ask now or at the end? It's fine. I don't have.
Ask.
Okay, so sorry to interrupt actually.
No.
So you said 6 groups, right? But sometimes what if 51% of the quorum is not there in the club? So there are many times where this happens as a challenge.
Yes, so I don't believe, I mean, Arvind can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we require quorum over here. There is no quorum required to conduct your moments of truth, but that is why it should be planned way well in advance. You need to make sure that the date goes out to all the members when you're planning to do it way in advance, and you have to request them to attend that meeting. You do not have to meet a quorum to get your moments of truth done.
Okay, for a successful MoT also we don't require 51%.
See, that's not a criteria. The quorum is not a mandatory thing for moments of truth to be done. That's why, yes, to make it successful, maximum members, if they attend only, it makes sense. Hence, plan it. Even if you can plan it 1 month in advance and tell people that please block your calendar, this is essential, it is absolutely important. Let's say on your regular meeting day, you cannot do it, then make it into a different meeting. Maybe your regular meeting is on Sunday, do it on a Saturday. Take time out and do this because it's essential. So you can actually check with them, when is it available, when are they available, and maybe you can move to a weekday at 9 o'clock in the night or whatever. But get most of your members to attend, but there is no criterion for having a quorum being met for this.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. So next, like I said, there's a chart, there's a handout. These 2 should go in mail to your members so that they know what are they coming for and what exactly is expected out of them, how they are going to mark you, the XCOM, and how they're going to give the feedback. Now, there are 2 other things that are present. One is a PDF and one is a PPT. The PDF is a very must thing for the moderator to read and come. Okay, it explains exactly how you're supposed to conduct the moment of truth. The entire explanation is given, how to talk. I mean, in fact, that PDF also consists of, how you should craft your introduction and give it to the person also, so that the person can introduce you well. So everything is written down, but you need to make your own points. You need to make word it in your own style. But the entire PDF should and must be read by the moderator so that they are aware of the same. There is also a PPT, and the PPT can be used by the moderator to set the context, right? There will be definitely members who will not be reading the chart or the handout, and they will land up in that meeting. So in that case, the PPT always comes in handy for the moderator. The moderator can take the first 5 to 7 minutes to just brush through, and that PPT again consists of the same thing that is on the chart, right? What is first impressions, what is each parameter, a quick explanation. So instead of standing there reading and everything, it can just be scrolled through just to touch upon some key points and major points by the moderator. So those things can be done with the help of that PPT. Now, so PDF and PPT is for the moderator, whereas chart and the handout should be sent to the members. These are all available on the TI side. In case if you still want it from us, we can also send it across. So that is also okay. Now the whole MoT should last roughly for around 45 minutes to an hour. Do not pull it for more than that, because it doesn't make any sense to just drag it for 1.5 to 2 hours. So let's say try to get the moderator to have the first 5 to 7 minutes to set the context where the moderator can use the PPT. Then around 20 minutes to 25 minutes for the groups to discuss. So you make the groups, the 20 to 25 minutes should be given to the groups to discuss each parameter. Okay, now if you're online, I suggest that you do it in breakout rooms. If you're offline, obviously they're right in front of you, you just create the groups. Now the group should be well balanced. If you have a guest, try to put at least a guest in each group. Okay, put an experienced member in each group, put a new member in each group, right? And ideally avoid the president and VP Ed to be part of any of this group. If you are a small club and you have very few members, then you can let the other excoms be part, but still you can avoid the president and VP Ed can be kept out and not be part of this group, because we are looking for more candidate feedback. So we don't want them to be part of that when they're listening and trying to, have a discussion in that group, because the discussion has to happen in the main room or in the main meeting, not among the 5 who are meeting and discussing it. Okay. So try and avoid the VP Ed and president. If you're a larger group, then avoid all 7, right? Let them all sit out and not be part of the group. I think that is only possible with Mumbai Toastmasters. But yeah, all of the others will have to have all the members involved. So, so 20 minutes, around 25 minutes, give the group. I have a timer, or the moderator should be the timer so that they can actually make sure that everything is done on time, and you can let everyone then come back to the main room. Now, the whole idea again is now I think I've explained the group divisions, right? Yeah. So either 6 groups who will discuss each parameter, or 1 group will discuss 2 parameters. Okay. That's how it should be divided. Now, once they come back, once the discussion is over, let's say 20 minutes is done, they finish their rating, they finish the discussion. So they are not only rating. So one handout will be presented to each group. Okay, if it's online, obviously give them the PDF, they can fill it on that. Only one person is filling it, not everyone. One person from the group is filling it. One person will be the spokesperson for each group once they come back to the main room. All right. So one person gets that. So if it is an offline meeting, make sure you have the printouts of the handout and you give them and ask them to only do this parameter and not all. So you only ask each group to be concentrating on those parameters and come back to that. So once they come back, the moderator's job is to then call spokesperson from each group who will stand up, come again, give them 2 to 3 minutes, equal time to each spokesperson, because we have to make sure that everybody gets a chance to put it ahead, put their point across. So yes, go by the points under first impressions. If you're calling them for first impression, ask them about each point that was there. How much did the group rate? So they will tell you the number. Now, the only points that needs to be discussed is anywhere where you have been rated 3 or lower. If it is 4 or 5, you do not have to discuss it because the club has already achieved it and your members are saying so. So there is no 2 ways about it. You don't have to think anything else because the members trust that you have achieved 4 and 5 on those points. So when it is 3 and below, those points have to be discussed. So once they tell you what the points are, the moderator will then say that, okay, so now these 2 points will be discussed, or one of this point will be discussed because it's been marked 3 and lower. So then that discussion point will be there. So what is expected out of the group is not only just come with like, we think it's a 3. They have to come with suggestions how this 3 can become a 4, right? This is not an opportunity for everyone to sit there flinging mud on the current XCOM or the ex-XCOMs or anybody. It is a place where we are looking to have very decent conversation with each other and giving feedback to each other. So it has to be constructive criticism, what is happening, as well as feedback, literally. So what the moderator has to make sure is the kind of language it is used, or the kind of tone or temper that is used. So ideally, when you pick a moderator, pick somebody who is going to be able to handle the crowd, right? Depending on, how your club is, how certain people might be irate about certain points or anything. So accordingly, when you choose your moderator, choose the one who can handle a crowd in case it goes into a very heated discussion. Okay, so all of these parameters, whichever is 3 and lower, you give them 3 minutes to discuss. And while the suggestions are being mentioned, the moderator's job is to take note of those suggestions, each and every suggestion that is happening. Here, let's say the moderator is also free to suggest. Now, if there is a point and they think that, these are kind of suggestions that we can do, and if the moderator also has a suggestion, the moderator is also free to suggest. And if the XCOM or the members agree to it, they can actually try and incorporate that and note that as well. Now, here we're not looking at any of the spokesperson coming and saying that Sham as BPM really messed up this time. He didn't add any members. We should avoid these kind of name callings or anything, because at the end of it, we are talking about, the team, right? So one request to members also is to make sure that I think I can just remember a quote. It said, criticism is like rain. It should be gentle enough to nourish a man's growth without destroying his roots. So please tell the members to be gentle when they talk about the XCOM when they're working. And one request to all the XCOM is also that this is not blaming you for your role or for who you are. It's for the club's betterment, it's for the club's health, it's for the club's growth. So try and take it to understand how you can make the club better as a team. It is not only suggested to you, it's to the team who can come together and help it together. So try and understand the kind of feedback that is coming also. So that is one. Then, so overall, make sure that 5 to 7 minutes is to set the context to the moderator. Around 15 to 20 minutes, you give the groups to discuss. Then 3 minutes each to discuss, each group gets to discuss each point. Okay. And around 2 to 5 minutes, then the moderator can conclude. Now, what is absolutely important is that within 1 or 2 days, a written document with all the suggestions that were mentioned for all the parameters which was marked 3 and lower, that has a complete written document should be submitted to the XCOM by the moderator. Do not take more than a week or 2 and everything, because you'll tend to forget. You might just miss your notes. Many things can happen, right? So try to take at least 2 days. I think it's the president or the VPH's job to make sure to follow up with the moderator and to get that. Okay, make sure that you get it in 2 days at least, so that it's fresh. All the suggestions are fresh in the moderator's mind also, and they write it pretty well and send it to you. Then, as a good practice, XCOM can sit and figure out all the points, all the suggestions that were given, figure out how are we going to now make this 3 into a 4, how are we going to, or even 5. Why stop at 4? So you can try and discuss that, try and take some calls, take some action points, and you can also take some time into your next meeting, take some time out and discuss that these were the final things that were pointed out, these were the discussions that had happened, and these are the few action points that we are taking, right? You can let your members also know, involve them, and let them know that one second, yeah, I was just muting my so you can let them know that yes, whatever happened, moments of truth is not something that just came and went by. We are taking some action to all the points that were pointed out to us. Another thing that you should actually do the moments of truth is because you will win Hall of Fame awards for Power Up XCOM Award, because there is a deadline for completing your moments of truth. One is, I think, 31st August, and the second one should be done and submitted before 20th February. So after the moderator gives you this entire document, you have to send it to your respective area directors that you have conducted the MoT. Send them everything, like the poster or the also the document, definitely, and write a little bit on the mail body copy saying that that you conducted on so and so date, so and so was the moderator. You can just explain exactly what happened. I think there is a new award, Gems of D98 Awards also, which has been shared. So completing MoT is mandatory, even in case if the club is looking to bag the Silver Club Award or the Golden Club Award or even the Diamond Club Award. For all these three, any of these three, this is a criteria. You have to submit your action plans and best practices within 7 days of conducting the moments of truth. So look at the guidelines and the requirement again. I think the awards have already been shared, both Hall of Fame as well as Gems of D98. In case if anyone has missed it, reach out to your respective area directors and they will help you again with the same. And I think that also has a deadline of some deadline of, I think, 30th April or something, if I'm not mistaken, but you can just check on it again, 30th April 2023, that is. Okay, so that is for your Silver Club, Golden Club, and Diamond Club. I think, yeah, more or less, that's what moments of truth is. I hope I was able to explain it well. In case if there are any questions, please feel free to ask.
The floor is open for queries, feedbacks, and ideas.
And if I don't have an answer, Mukta or Arvind will be answering it too for me.
Hi, this is Jayanta from Toastmaster NMD Club.
Yeah.
In our club, most of our members are currently new members. It is a corporate club, so most of our old members have left. Only few members, excluding the XCOM member, are there.
Okay.
How important it is that during the XCOM, during the moment of truth, we will have the new members.
So see,
how should we conduct it then?
Okay, sorry, I interrupted you. Yeah. So Jayanta, what is basically advised is that if it's a club which is just 1 month old, you should wait it out for at least another month or so to do this. Okay, to do a moments of truth. Having said that, if you have new members, you should still do the moments of truth so that they should understand that there is a structure and procedure that is set to Toastmasters International. We are not just, there is a purpose for the XCOM to do their roles. There is a purpose on, there is a structure on how we work towards making a club successful. So even if you have new members, it is still advised that it is done, because I'm sure that with whatever they have seen in the first 2 months, they can actually figure it out. I think you can actually do some cheating here, just go by the parameters, make sure that all of those is followed in 1 month, and in the second month you can do it so that they get an idea of what are they marking, and on the basis of what. So make sure that you as ExCom also are looking at the parameters. You're just ticking all the boxes, so that then when you actually conduct it, they understand what are they doing and what are they marking.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Hi Sunita, Vishal Mehta from Mumbai Speakers Toastmasters Club.
Hi,
Just
Vishal.
to get a confirmation, so you mentioned earlier that regarding the participation, so the president and the VP Ed can be part of the program, just that they cannot attend the breakout sessions, or
Sorry?
or they have to be completely be out of this moments of truth.
No, so they can be in the meeting. They
Okay.
should not be put into the breakout room.
Okay, got it.
Obviously, the entire ExCom should be present during the
Got it.
moments of truth, because they have to be part of the meeting to hear the feedback, the suggestions, and also sometimes, sometimes there will be direct, complaint. So at that point in time, the ExCom, you can give the ExCom, the moderator can take a call on that, can give the ExCom a minute or two to explain why that particular thing had happened. So ExCom's presence is absolutely important, all 7. But the only thing is, we're saying that avoid having the VP Ed and president be part of the discussion group, so that they just listen to the feedback. You're not audible, Vishal. No, you're not. Are you satisfied with my answer? You can show a thumbs up. Okay, great. Yes, Hishma, you want to ask again?
Yeah. So, Sunita, I had a doubt adding to the last question. It was like, see, the ExCom is the face of the club, right? So while presenting it, we would preferably prefer ExCom, right, as the lead to lead the MoT.
To lead what? I mean, I didn't get your question.
Means example, now we are in breakout rooms, 6 breakout rooms, right? So I am assigned first impressions, for example, or program quality or whatever. So then when I come to the main meeting room, and where there is all the members and guests and all that, so we need a strong person from the ExCom to present or lead that group, basically, to explain to others. So as you said, VP president, okay, they can be out of it, but the other ExCom only can take the lead, right, while presenting it. That's how we usually do it. I don't know.
No. Moments of truth basically is a feedback to the ExCom. The ExCom is sitting there and listening to members' feedback and members' suggestion on how they can work better and make the club better. So your ExCom member is not the spokesperson, can be part of your discussion, which is the others, other than VP Ed and President. But the reason that we try to avoid ExCom members being part of that also is because many members will not then be candid. They will not put in their opinion forward. So we try to avoid them. But like I said, if you're a 20-member club, and if you move 7 people out, then you're hardly having a good moments of truth done.
Exactly.
So yes, you should have the others, but spokesperson should be one of the non-ExCom members, so that they can actually give a very candid feedback. And also suggestions can be a group effort. All the 5 had one suggestion. So any of those suggestions can be picked up, or you can pick up the suggestion from the moderator also, because we're hoping to get an experienced person as a moderator, hence.
Yes, got it. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yes, Shyam.
Good evening, Sunita. This is Shyam from Kharga Toastmasters.
Yes.
And we are conducting a MoT this coming Saturday, and it will be conducted by distinguished Toastmaster Chidanand. Now, the question I had was, if I heard you correctly, the spokesperson comes for 2 to 3 minutes and reads the entire markings that has been done against each point, and then gives their suggestions for improvement, right?
Yeah, only to the points where you marked them 3 and lower, not for the 4 and 5.
And actually, with the experience of having conducted a few MoTs before, the 2 to 3 minutes, I mean, what was done earlier, like when it was done was because each point to read it out and then give the marks and then focus on the points between 2 or 3 or what is being given. That itself takes around 5 to 6 minutes per spokesperson. My feeling is like that. It takes that much time.
We are all successful table topic speakers. We should know how to bring the point quickly, so that we can give all our members equal opportunity to discuss. Otherwise, the entire process is just going to be too long drawn and people will start dropping out. That is not the focus. So try and bring your points absolutely quickly, so that that's what we are doing, right? We're trying to bring the point, not beat around the bush. So I think 3 minutes should be good enough. I mean, I'll be concerned if out of one parameter you have 4 or 5 threes. Then that is a huge concern for the club. I would basically think that maybe one odd parameter might be right? 1 or 2. I think to discuss 2 points around 3 minutes is good. It depends, right? I mean, if your members are keen on staying, you can give it to 4 minutes. It's all yours. It's yours. It's a session which is done for the club. So if you think your members want to stay for half an hour more so that you have a better discussion, you can continue with that as well.
I agree with that. Sometimes it may be required to extend the whole MoT to get into the criticism part of the members, right? Get all, assimilate everything.
Yeah, so it all depends on your members. If they're ready to stay and discuss this even more keenly, then yes. But I think time is really important. If we say it's an 1 hour session, we should try and keep it that way, or 1.5 hour session, because what we cannot convey in that much time, I don't think we will be able to convey in even 3 hours. So we should be getting the points. Then the ExCom has to sit and deliberate and figure out what is happening and then come back with the action points. So it can be another meeting or another mail that goes out that these were the things and these are our action points and this is what we're going to do. So you can do that instead of extending to a 2 or 3 hour session is my suggestion. But yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I think Chidanand, you've said any format for moderator on how to submit the report. The ExCom and the what was it? The handout, you have to fill that only and send.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I would like to clarify, probably I can extend to what Chidanand, Distinguished Toastmaster Chidanand want to ask.
Yes.
Now, in the award section, it mentions a plan of action and it to be mentioned. So is there any specific format for that?
For the award, you're saying, for Diamond Club Award?
Yes, because it mentions submit action plan and the best practices. So is there any particular format in which it is to be shared?
Yeah, so from what I understand from that, they haven't mentioned it. Otherwise, they would have given you a format or a Google form to fill. This primarily just means that put down everything on a mail, unless maybe if there some kind of change comes in, then I'm sure the PQD will inform. As of now, by the way it has been written in the awards, I just think you need to put everything into a mail. Okay.
Any other queries? Hope that answers you, Distinguished Toastmaster Chida.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Any other queries? Yes, Toastmaster Pravina.
I just want to check that if in case
your voice is a bit feeble, not able to hear you clearly.
Now is it louder?
I can hear you. Let me try and
okay.
Yeah.
I'll try to speak louder.
Yeah.
If in case we have few members who cannot join on the day of Moments of Truth, can they fill up the form and submit so that can be considered as their opinion about the various points, or they have to be present physically there?
So ideally, when the pandemic started, Pravina, there were 2 ways of doing it, because everybody was trying to figure out what is the best way of doing this online. So one set was actually calling everybody into the actual meeting and sending them into breakout rooms. And one set of moderator were actually sending out the handouts in mail, getting it filled by them, then collating all the information. So the entire form was broken into Google Forms. And that was sent to, 5 members or 6 members, and they would come back with their responses. Then the moderator would average it out, look at the whole thing, and then present it as a PPT in the meeting and show that, from around 20 members, 18 answered, and this is how it is. And then obviously when you average it out, you figure out which points have 3, and then you in that meeting you can call out people and start explaining. But that should be avoided, because then no one is going to anyway come for the meeting. If they have the form, nobody is going to come for the meeting. So if you can, the best practice would be to have everybody in the meeting room, whether it is offline or online.
Thank you so much.
Anything else? Vishal was,
yeah,
yes.
hi. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
Okay, cool. Sorry about the earlier glitch. So just a quick question. Is it recommended to have this one-off, or can this be clubbed along with the regular Toastmasters meeting as well?
See, your regular meeting would be around 2 hours to 2.5 hours, right? And this will roughly take you around 45 to 1 hour to do a proper one. So you can either have it before or after your meeting. You can choose to probably just have your prepared speech session, and then you can have the moments of truth, or you can choose to just have table topics that day and then have moments of truth. So it's your choice. I mean, like, one more meeting, I don't know how many members will attend in the week. So you can actually do this before or after your meeting.
Cool, got it. Thank you.
Yes, distinguished Toastmaster Mukta.
Hi, Sunita. Thank you so much for a wonderfully conducted Moments of Truth. It was very clear. I think all of us got a great idea. Can I offer 2 suggestions or thoughts?
Yes.
All right. So one is that when the recommendations are made for every standard, and suppose you have 10 recommendations at the end of your Moments of Truth, when the ExCom takes cognizance of all the recommendations, they need to prioritize which ones should be done first, because otherwise it gets quite overwhelming and they feel, oh, we need to really be super good and, take care of all 10 of them or whatever. So they can do 2 or 3. And the second thought is that they need to file this very carefully, the Moments of Truth, because before the next Moments of Truth comes, they should be able to gauge whether they have improved on the ones that were where there were recommendations. So I think filing and keeping the old Moments of Truth, a record of that is also important. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Mukta. Yes, you should always, when you're going for your second Moments of Truth, please hand over the entire report of your first Moments of Truth to the moderator. And also the ExCom should meet before that to understand whether you did improve on the ones where you were marked 3 in the previous. Even if it is a semi-annual club where the ExCom has completely changed, don't think like, mera to ho gaya bhai 6 mahina, abhi un log ka problem hai. It's not like that. At the end of it, the new ExCom, incoming and outgoing, all are still a team. So your handover to the next ExCom should also be done very clearly, as in these were the points that we had worked on and how much did we work on, and then hand over that to the incoming ExCom so that they are aware of what to expect in the next Moments of Truth. Yes, Girija.
Yeah, I thought you mentioned that we have to email in advance to all the members the chart and the handouts.
Handout not for filling, but so that they understand what are they going to do on that day. Because otherwise the moderator will be spending more time in just setting the context and explaining what is to be done.
Yes.
So handout is only for them to understand what is going to be, what you are going to.
So at the meeting, they will open their handout, and that is when they will discuss and fill.
Right? Yes. Any one person in each group.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Any more queries? We have the last 10 minutes.
Don't force them to ask queries.
Yes, Sunita, as Anand has forced me to ask a question, I will. Chidanand this side.
Yes, Chidanand.
You said that, we just need to ponder upon the points for which we have scored 3 or less, right?
Yeah.
Why are we not at least speaking on the points which we are getting 4 or 5? For example, if some of the points we get 4, at least the ESCOM or the previous ESCOM should be applauded for that. Not spend that.
So you collate all your 4s and 5s and you applaud the EXCOM. This is not only about the discussion points is definitely 3 and lower, because if you end up sitting to discuss everything, and this is going to be a 4-hour long meeting. So if you make it, because this moments of truth is more to understand the health of your club and how you can improve. This is not to just do shabashi for all the 4s and 5s. Yes, you should commend your EXCOM for getting 4 and 5 straight. In fact, I think the best is if in first impressions you get everything in 4 and 5. It's a brilliant thing. That means your club is absolutely great. But I'm saying is the requirement of moments of truth is to understand how you can become better, not only to talk about what you have already achieved. And what you've already achieved, you've achieved. Right? You have to but make sure that the next MoT, those 4 and 5 are not becoming 3. That you have to make sure that you maintain your 4 and 5 and you start pushing your 3 to 4 and 5.
Yeah, right. So I heard that, we don't need to speak on the 4 and 5, just work on the 3 or less.
Commendation will happen. So the moderator has to commend the EXCOM. If let's say in a parameter, you don't have any 3s, you definitely have to commend the EXCOM for making sure that they managed to achieve that.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you, Sunita.
Yeah. Yes, Mayur.
Yeah, just need one suggestion.
Yes.
Let's say, since it is recommended that the EXCOM should not be should not be the moderator, and to have a proper impact to this particular session, that people come up and openly share their thoughts and opinions. So is it recommended that we can invite area director? That is one. Second, or else if we have external mentors to our club, so can we request them to conduct this particular session?
Yes, I had mentioned in the beginning. So you can actually invite any experienced Toastmaster, or you can invite your current area director or division director to hold the MoT session. In fact, even if you have an external mentor coming in to do the session, I would still request you to invite your area director, so that the area director gets to understand your club and what is happening, so that they can just be part of the whole thing and understand what is happening.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, Heshma, all your questions to me today.
Yes, I have a doubt actually. He asked for his question. So, what if an area director is a member of the club? So, in my case, I'm a member of the club, and so how I can still be a moderator, right?
You can for your club. Yes, you can.
Unless you're an EXCOM member.
Yeah, unless you're an EXCOM member, you can be the moderator for your club.
Okay, yeah, sorted.
Okay. Sorted. Abhi to main karke रहूंगी.
Why not ask the division director to come?
Yes, you can actually invite your division director.
Get a better thing. Why do you need to do it? As an AD, get your division director to come and do it. So you get a different perspective.
And also, what will happen is when you're being the moderator, you won't have the time to understand exactly what is happening. So it's best that your division director ask someone else to do it, and probably you can try and understand what is exactly happening if you're the area director of that club as well.
Correct, because then I can be the member who can give the feedback also. So it
Yes.
won't be, okay, I got it. Point. Yes. Thanks a lot for the idea.
Most welcome. Yes, Mayur.
Yeah. So just to share a thought, since I have been president for the first time, and I came to know very closely that this is how it has been conducted. The thought is like it's very good that we are conducting this moments of truth in the beginning of the term. Like in corporate, we have our KPIs, and we get to know that yes, we need to be watchful of these KPIs for the next appraisal. So it's a great thing that we are conducting such moments of truth, and we have this system in place. And you know what, like one more thing I just want to share. We already started floating the Google Forms for collecting this moments of truth replies. And just it's a suggestion, if at all other clubs want to take it up. It's like we are insisting people that look, this is the feedback, like we are giving in each and every meeting as an evaluation. So we as a Toastmasters are very good at giving the evaluations. So it's very much easy for you guys to give such feedbacks. So this is how we can also sell our pitch.
Yeah. That's true, Mayur. I mean, it's a good thing. Yes, like you said, it is like a KPIs, and we should all take it and understand this. And I think it's important to make sure that maximum of your members attend. Hence, plan it ahead, even a month in advance if the date goes out, and you take every week some time to explain to them what is expected out of them, so that they all come prepared, because each member makes the club. It's not the XCOM only, right? They are the face, yes, they are standing ahead, but then it's the members who make the club. So it's important that you advertise, or you do as much as possible to get maximum members to attend. Yes, a quick question from Girija and Pravina. So that
it is already now August 10th, and by August 31st we want. So we can't give so much notice, right? There won't be so much notice.
Yeah, this time, no, there won't be. You can start from tonight, actually. You can let them know a date, and you can start letting them know that this is what is going to happen.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yes, Pravina.
Yeah, I would like to just share one best practice that we started last year. In that, we keep a special education session about the MoT parameters, and we just have a clear idea about what our club is doing in that particular parameter, so that members are aware of it. And when they are filling the form, they are not just randomly putting a 3 or a 2 if they don't know it. Yeah. So at the day of MoT, at least it is clear that what this parameter is talking about, and then the members are filling it. So we have a better clarity in mind of people who are coming in, and they are really putting some suggestions in front of the, the panel. So that really helps. So I think it's better to have a clear picture in advance, because few new members, they don't know. If you are talking about social media and all, they may not be a part of the, Facebook or Instagram, and they don't know how VPPR are working for the, club. True. So that I think that really works, and give a clear picture in mind of all the members who are coming and giving the ratings.
Yeah. In fact, I would suggest that instead of doing it as an education session, do it as a Toastmaster of the Day theme. Just discuss every point in time when things come in, as in what to do and how and everything. Yes, right? You can do that also. That's also another way of doing it. Yes, Libby, madam.
Hi. So I had this one question. So now we do the MoT, we give the suggestions, feedback, everything is done. So is there any mechanism in which we actually go back and see if the XCOM has actually acted on the areas of improvement that have come up?
See, if it comes to, let's say, membership strength, obviously you can yourself see it on the dashboard. It's supposed to be more than 20. You can make sure that it is there. You can see that. Also, as members, if you think you want an update from the XCOM, if they have done something on the pointer 3, 4 and everything, you can ask for a quarterly report or a quarterly update to be sent to the members on the mail if this is being worked on. So you can actually do that as well. So that's a way, but it is then between the members and the XCOM on how much clarity you want to give and how much clarity you want. So you can speak to them and tell them to give us a quarterly report or on your action plans. And you can also see it if, say, in the social media thing, if it's written that, do you have a website? You can see it, yes, now we have a website. So you know that one is a tick. So you can actually check like that also, or you can directly have a conversation. What we basically would say, communicate. If you have a question, if you still have a question lingering in your mind, if they've worked on it, then ask them and they will tell you.
And what about as an XCOM?
Thank you, Libby. Thank you, all the participants.
I will send in my email ID also, in case if there are more queries and questions. I will answer that. Libby, you can call me also. You have my number. You can speak also. Unless, Libby, you just want to complete.
No, it's fine. Let's stick to the
finalize. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for sparing your time out on a weekday and spending time out to ask your queries. Thank you to Toastmaster Sunita for spending time with us and clarifying the queries on the moments of truth. As Ralph Smedley has rightly said, we learn best in the moments of enjoyment. And for all you know, Toastmaster Sunita is not just passionate about Toastmasters, but about music as well. I would request Sunita to sign off the evening with a song.
Yes, that's like my signature. I prepared one song for MoT. So whether you like it or no, you have to listen to it now.
Yay.
It's like a takeaway. I've tried to summarize it. Let's see. Okay. Everybody's doing a brand new dance now. Come on, XCOMs, do the MoT now. It's like finding out if the club has a second chance now. Come on, members, ask for MoT now. Not once, but if you do it twice, then you'll be at ease. It's simple, it's like going back to ABC. Come on, do the MoT now. That's the take home. I hope you all do the MoT because it's really good and you should do it for the health of the club. That's it.
Thank you, Sangeeta. That was lovely. Can we all turn on your videos and then take a pic and capture this moment? We have 20 people on the screen, and as of now 13 people who have turned on their videos. A few more videos. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Ilaya Raja. Would love to hear you as well sing. Taken.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everyone. Good night. I'll stop the recording.